Hi everyone, in this video I will show you a full Dazzle Dry manicure using or incorporating the brand new addition to the line that is called Transform. I'm so sorry about my voice, I'm still a little bit sick, so I hope that doesn't distract you too much from the video. So Transform is a type of a ridge filler, and it's used a little differently than the traditional ridge filler because it's used on top of the line, not instead of a product. And that is why, and I've seen quite a few people were a little bit confused how to use the product, so that's why I decided to do a full, or show you the full manicure, so you can see how the product is incorporated into the full manicure. So first of all, I'm going to explain a couple things about this manicure, and I will talk more about Transform a little bit later, and I had a chance to use it before it was launched, so I have a little bit more experience with it. So this client's nails peel a little bit on the free edge, so this is why you see me kind of going with my file over these areas on the free edge. So I'm not doing this to thin out the nail, but what I'm doing is I'm removing the little flakes that are there, and maybe they're not that visible on the video, but they're there. So if those flakes are not removed, what happens is that the polish sticks to the loose flake, and a couple days later the flake flakes off and the polish looks chipped. So it's not that the polish is chipping, it's just that the flakes are flaking. You know what I mean? So inspecting the free edge when you're doing a manicure, it's super important because you want to make sure that there is no flakes. And yes, removing the flakes thins out the nail a little bit, but really there is nothing else that can be done. And I have tried the IBX treatment for people like that have these kind of flakes or this type of flaking, and it does look better right after the application. The nails look better and it looks like the flakes are kind of bonded together again, but I just find it does not give me a lasting bond, and a few days later they still have the same kind of chipping. So that's why I'm not using this in this type of situation. So because to be honest with you, to spend extra 10-15 minutes and charge the client extra, I don't know, $15 that I usually do, and not see any significant results, I just have a hard time doing that. And I do like IBX, but I do find that it helps for surface damage and not really the flaking. So to address this kind of flaking, the client must be kind of on board and must be helping you. So they must be using oil a lot, like it's going out of style, seriously, multiple times a day. And they have to avoid water and harsh detergent, because I think that's partially the issue. And I have no idea, it also could be something, you know, that needs to be addressed from a nutrition or health kind of point of view. So that's maybe something else that they should be kind of thinking about at the same time. Normally though, I think it's just too much water exposure. With this client, I also tried gel polish with kind of limited success. It lasted, but it didn't last any better than the Dazzle Dry. I actually don't suggest gel polish to people whose nails peel, because when the ends start peeling, the clients end up peeling the whole gel polish from the whole nail, and that even causes more damage. And when the Dazzle Dry chips, it's usually a tiny chip, and people usually leave it alone so it doesn't create more damage. Another thing that you see in this video is me using electric file, and yes, many people cringe when they see someone using electric file on the natural nail, but from my experience, I personally love the dry manicures, and I feel that done properly and super gently, I think that they're very safe. And as you can see from this client's nails, the surface of her nails is in a super good condition. You don't see any file marks. So, and I have been doing this client's nails for months, so it can be done very successfully, but again, super gently, and machine has to be set on a very low speed and no pressure. Okay, so now that all the other info is out of the way, let's talk about the Dazzle Dry Transform. So Transform is an additional product that you can incorporate into the manicure when clients have ridgy nails. It makes the end result of the manicure more shiny, and the nails, they feel a little bit stronger. Application wise, Transform is quite thick. I find it to be a little thicker than the Topcoat, and I also find that it sets up pretty fast, so you can't really overwork it. You have to try to apply it in 2-3 kind of strokes. Otherwise, it sets up and it starts to kind of feel stringy, and it needs to dry matte. So I think about 2 minutes. And one time I applied a nail polish over, I think I applied it just a little bit too soon because the client had thumbnails that were quite ridgy. And the polish looked actually good, but when I applied the top coat, everything kind of went wrinkled. You know how the gel polish sometimes wrinkles when you apply it too thick and then you cure it? I kind of left it alone actually, and I was a little nervous because, you know, fixing 2 nails like that is very time consuming with all the drying in between the coats. And I had another client waiting, but thankfully the product wrinkled quite a bit, but it actually evened out after. But I would not risk it, so just make sure that you dry it properly. And I think because the nails were so ridgy, maybe more product kind of fell into the ridges, and that's why there was a difference in a drying process, and that's what kind of caused the wrinkling. So more drying time is better, so make sure you dry it. And when Transform gets too thick after you're using it for a little bit, you can add the Revive drops to it, but just make sure that you don't thin it out too much, because when the product gets too thin, it loses its properties. Also, I wanted to mention that the end drying time goes up from 5 minutes apparently to 8 to 10 minutes. I'm not sure, and I can't find the information now online, just I'm saying that from my memory. So if it's 8 or 10, I'm going to adjust that information in my description box later. I'm going to find out. So overall, as you can see in the video, it adds about 5 minutes to the service. So that's not too bad actually, but I find that I don't use it on a regular basis because I don't really feel that I need it, but for some clients it definitely would be useful. So please let me know in the comment section if you're interested in this product, so I can make more videos about it if you're interested. So let me know. I hope you find this video helpful. If you did, please hit a like and a subscribe and the notification bell so YouTube lets you know that I uploaded a video, and I will see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.